I'm Pam Hoffman.
Oh, go ahead.
Everyday spacer.
I'm Jeff Miller, 2049 Outfitter.
That's not what it says.
No, it says Semi Computer and IT Solutions.
Welcome aboard.
Yes.
At Everyday Spacer, we show regular folks how to personally and directly participate in space exploration, science, and astronomy.
It's a good thing someone else is going to be doing the presentation tonight, isn't it?
We're here Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific time, 12 midnight Eastern time, and 5 a.m. on Saturday in Germany. We're broadcasting live from Thousand Oaks, California. Thank you so much for being here. And just to make you aware, you may hear actual live sound effects from outside because local people are doing fireworks.
Yeah. The official show is going to start at 9:30-ish because it's always an ish around here. But there's a bunch of people that make their own stuff.
Let's say hi to the folks that showed up early.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, welcome. Hey, Cliff.
Hi, Cliff.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Hey, Dawn.
Dawn, I hope you got to see some fireworks.
Yeah.
She lives really close to the park.
Oh, okay.
Where I used to go all the time. You got a cybersecurity thing.
Yes, I do.
Welcome. Thanks for being here, folks.
Yep. Okay, so some cybersecurity news. Let's just
actually sharing that. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Another FBI notice, and this follows in their lines of no kidding or duh. Iranian cyber attackers may target vulnerable U.S. networks and entities of interest. Well, okay, when have they not? For one thing. And I can expect them, you can expect them to throw whatever temper tantrums they're going to, but it just shows what kind of stuff they can do based on what they've been doing.
Okay.
So just be aware that, yes, that's happening because it's been happening. So that's all. I just saw that earlier this week and figured I'd share with you guys.
Okay. So tonight we're going to do an episode on Independence Day colors. We'll be back in 8.3 seconds. There's a link to that book in the description. If you want a signed copy, let's go to the right place here. Yeah, there it is. Write to me, Pam at everydayspacer.com for details. Oops, let's see. Let's do it this way. All right. Happy Independence Day, fellow Americans, wherever you are in the world or in space. Friday, July 4th, we celebrate the independence of the United States of America. How do we celebrate our independence? With fireworks. This week, Jeff, we'll talk about how fireworks are made, launched, and how they make the colors that we love. Okay, Jeff, what are fireworks made of? How are they launched, and how do they make the colors that we love?
Well, not necessarily in the order that you gave, but
that's fine.
First, the obligatory safety messages. They put out a 7-minute montage of mannequin mayhem showing the dangers of playing with fireworks stupidly. And some of these things aren't even hold my beer stupid. They're just, they're just actively stupid stuff. But it's interesting. If you want to see this video, let me share it with you guys. I'm going to be sharing a bunch of videos with you guys because...
Good. Dawn says I'm experiencing my own fireworks. Afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Hey, Naomi, welcome. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day, right?
Yep.
Oh, hey, looky. They went to the Facebook pages. It looks like that's going to be a clickable link everywhere.
And
we broadcast.
Yeah. And just so you know, let's make that bigger.
Yes, please.
It's not just stupid stuff. Well, stupid stuff happens. The danger of fireworks is real. In fact, just yesterday, a customer came in saying, hey, did you feel that explosion? His house was rocked by an explosion 2 blocks away from his house. Apparently, someone was making their own fireworks in their garage and blew himself up.
Yeah, we didn't notice, and We must have been a couple of blocks on the other side of his
Yeah.
house, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we were
We had
farther
no
away.
idea.
We were a couple miles away.
Yeah, we had no idea.
But yes, so someone made his last firework.
Yeah.
So
it's actually pretty tragic, but
yeah.
do be careful out there because you can make your own.
Yeah, someone Darwined. I mean, that's I don't have a lot of sympathy.
Okay.
Because there are a number of ways of making fireworks. Some of them are safe. But you know, that wasn't one of them. That was a hold my beer.
Got it. We ready for this?
Yeah. And oh yeah.
So Everyday Spacer is sponsored by Steamy Computer and IT Solutions. Thanks for that. Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, so taking things a little bit out of order because I was going to talk about how they're made and then the pieces of it. And I figured showing the pieces, how the pieces are done, and then showing how they're put together, what was a much better thing. So
that happens a lot when you start doing your research. You say, "Oh, it's better."
Yep.
Do this
as I'm putting things together and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Just like I was looking for a video. What inspired the idea for me was a video that I saw years ago. I couldn't find it. I kept looking for like, okay, this is okay, but not what I was looking for. This is
You
okay.
said it was a documentary, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember who put that out? Was that a?
No, but I found it.
Oh, you found it?
Yes. Like
oh, cool.
2 hours ago. So it's like, and I slotted it in because, ooh, I found it.
Way cool.
So here is, if you've ever been wondering about where the colors come from.
So let's see. We've got
strontium,
okay.
sodium,
Sodium. Okay.
and of course, you know, red is strontium, sodium is yellow, orange is strontium plus sodium. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Cliff says, we don't have fireworks here in Australia, only shows and the super huge fireworks Sydney New Year with the bridge.
Well,
okay. So it's not a common thing there for other things but New Year's.
Well,
sounds like.
I'm going to be showing a bunch of, most of the stuff that I'm showing you doesn't show you how to actually build them. One of them is from a class for building a simple firework. I won't go into the detail of formulas and stuff like that. Just, you know, because, you know, I figure you can probably look that up if you're tired of having all your fingers.
Well, there are ways to do it. I remember when I was part of the Reaction Research Society, some of the guys were talking about a very particular once a year event, I think on the border of California and Nevada, and you had to be invited. So only someone who was part of the group who knew you and invited you to go is the only way you could get into the group.
Right.
And they did experimental stuff, and it sounded really interesting.
would
have liked to have gone.
And one of the videos that I've got here is from someone who does, you know, the teacher is someone who does experimental stuff. And I won't run through the videos, but I will share links, especially to their pages, because some of them are really, if you really want more info, some of them are really good.
I see. I missed one. Sorry. Sorry, Dawn.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by people shooting off fireworks. They're coming from all directions like a thunderstorm.
Well,
even now at midnight.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys can hear it, but we've got them going right now.
Yeah.
And they're nearby because
I can't tell if it's the official show.
I think the official show starts at 9:30.
Because they're basically illegal in the whole state of California, but people still get stuff, get their hands on stuff. Oh yeah, and you know what? Exactly, that's why it is illegal here too, because of fires. In fact, there's a big fire going on. Yeah. Way up north, actually.
San Luis Obispo near Santa Barbara, which is
launched the rockets from.
Near Vandenberg, not right next to Vandenberg, but somewhere in the same vicinity.
I'm sure they're getting smoke there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
back to your screen.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So back to colors. Barium is green.
Interesting. I would have thought copper would be green, but you only got copper.
Copper actually,
blue.
You know, octopus blood is blue because that's oxygenated copper, just like oxygenated iron is red.
Right. Once it comes out of the veins, it is now.
Yeah. And burning copper, blue, because it's oxygenated.
Yeah, just 2 hours after dark. Ah, okay.
Oh yeah, you guys do your fireworks late because it's
Don't remember it being later, but it
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. But
because the farther north you go, well, the closer to the poles you get, the longer and lingering
yeah,
the sunsets.
yeah.
In fact, they have a full what they call midnight sun.
Yeah.
At the North Pole.
Yeah.
In the Arctic Circle.
Yeah. Apparently, we didn't always use copper for blue. It's not a great blue.
Ah.
We used to have a better blue, but they decided that putting arsenic in the air was not a great thing. So.
Okay, I'll take the copper blue over the arsenic blue any day. Thank you very much.
And they've got purple, which is strontium with copper. Blue plus red.
That makes sense.
And white is any of 3 colors or a mixture of titanium, zirconium, I think, and zirconium, and magnesium.
Oh, that's a cool chart on the bottom.
Yeah.
It actually shows you the substance itself.
And in fact, let me...
Strontium. That looks like a little stone.
Yeah. Well, it's crystals in there.
Yes.
But let me actually give you guys that one because that's pretty good. And it's USGS. So it's a government site that shows you the chemicals that make the colors.
Nice.
Love
that.
Yep. And Earth Sky has a really good video.
Ooh, cool.
That shows why the different elements give you the different colors.
Okay.
And it's from the luminescence. Basically, you give enough energy to the atom and the electron jumps up to another shell.
Makes sense. Okay.
And when it drops back down, it releases a photon. Now, certain atoms have very specific places where the electrons jump up to. So, like sodium, when it jumps back down, produces a yellow photon almost every single time. So that's how the different elements give you different colors.
Very nice.
And this this video shows.
I'll bring that back again.
And I don't think it's going to work out too well to show the video, but I will give you a link to that site because that's a good site. And that's from Earth Sky.
Deborah Bird, Earth Sky. Yeah. We should get her on the show. She'd make a great guest, I bet.
Yeah.
If anybody knows how to get a hold of Deborah Bird, has a personal connection or connection of connections, of course, I can go to the website, see if I could actually send her an email.
Yep. Okay, so how do fireworks work? This is going to be basically a rehash of everything that I'll be talking about in the future. It starts with black powder. And why do we still use black powder in fireworks when we've got much better explosives? Well, because we're not trying to blow up buildings. We're trying to... other explosives are much faster explosives. Black powder is a slower explosive. It's a low explosive. So it doesn't produce
let's
a
slow
shock.
down our show.
Yeah. Well,
not speed it up. Like last night, we went over to the Moorpark City, City of Moorpark's display, and boy, was it short. It was good.
Yeah.
It was short, though.
Well, and one of the things that I noticed is that they didn't have the frou-frou fireworks that have been popular lately.
I like those. The smiley face, the heart.
Yeah, but there's so much more that... There's so... I'll show you in there, but there's so much space in the firework itself that could be making beautiful stuff that most of it's just dead stuff to basically leave enough room for. So yeah, we'll get into that. But so
all right.
So the black powder, different chemicals for different colors. This has already been discussed better in that USGS thing.
Showing up small in the.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. So they're talking about it here. But the USGS chart works much better. This is the one section that they don't talk about anywhere else. So this is what I wanted to make, making a whistle or a boom. Okay. The final piece is the sound effect. Whistle is a hole, the size of the hole and the speed of the gas going through it. Okay. Gives you the tone of the whistle.
All right.
And that's all. Basically, all they're giving is, instead of doing a full boom, they're giving a hole so that some of the pressure can come out there, and that makes the whistle.
Neat.
Kind of like a piccolo Pete, if any of one's old enough to remember when they actually used to have those. And especially when you could pound the base of it with a hammer and make it whistle and then explode.
Yes, he's a boy.
They stopped that when I was a kid. It was a bummer.
I have no idea what you were talking about.
But and of course, any boom makes noise. So yeah, but they do talk about it here, but I haven't seen it talked about anywhere else. Okay, so how to make fireworks. This is the inside of a firework. This is a 6-inch shell. This is a 3-inch shell. Now, these beads, they call them stars.
It's kind of wild looking, huh?
Yeah, these are what you actually see for color. And
black beads?
Yeah.
So that whatever chemical it is, it's in that black bead.
They have.
Whoops, he's doing fingers thing.
They have little chunks of metal embedded in. The black beads are actually black powder. Just
I see.
Pressed with the metal. Because you're not looking to explode those, you're looking to burn those. Because you want the color to last more than a fraction of a second.
Okay.
So those are designed to burn. Oh, go ahead and show it back again.
Yeah.
Maybe split.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
This stuff, they call this rice for a very specific reason. These are rice husks coated in black powder. Now, the main purpose is to give enough air in there to make a good boom.
So are these made in a 3D capacity?
Yes.
So I take it they pack them into something.
Well, I don't.
They
You
pack
can
these different
almost
chemicals.
see the seam right here. Right here. So they're made like this. They're made in 2 halves. They put some tissue paper. Now, this is factory made, so it might be different. There's one that shows handmade, and they use tissue paper.
Yeah, what does factory made mean? Are they gonna stuff them with machines or?
Possibly.
Okay, interesting.
Or they're made this way, and packed this way. But in any case, this is what explodes and propels everything. And this
rice stuff.
Yeah, and this burns. And so this has just a single shell of stars, and this has 2 shells. Now, the bigger it is, the more layers you can have.
It looks like it's a banana leaf folded over.
Yeah, this is actually the charge that makes it go up.
Don says they have a long twilight, which I remember.
Yeah.
So they don't. The show doesn't start until 9:45.
Yeah. I
am so curious. Well, I don't know if you go to Edgewater or not. Is that show as spectacular as I remember? We were talking. I said to Jeff, we should try to get to Cleveland next year for Independence Day. It's like, okay, and I'm like, well, I hope the show's as good as I remember, because nothing here has compared. Yep. I tell you.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
It spoils you.
Go ahead and show it. So here's the rest of the anatomy. This is the slow match. It has a fuse, and the fuse is timed because, okay, let's start from here. This is a quick fuse. Basically about 100 foot per second on this one. So it's all.
So is it just like a piece of string, or what are we talking about?
No, this is probably black powder soaked threads, strings in here.
Oh, okay.
But it's a fast fuse because they want when you light it, they want the firework to basically launch almost immediately. They don't want to sit there waiting to see, is it going to go? Is it not going to go? If I look, is it going to blow up in my face? So they want it to go immediately. So this is a fast fuse, and it's short enough that it's essentially instant.
Wow.
And that launches the black powder that's in here.
Okay.
Because and it's loose packed so that it will but it contains so it will explode. Because it's not a rocket. They call them mortars. Basically, it goes in a really heavy tube, and they drop this in, and
just like a cannon, then.
Yes, like a cannon,
okay.
Like a bullet, actually, because this has its own propellant built into it. You don't pack the propellant and then put the ball down.
Like a cannon. Okay.
Like a cannon. And they could do them that way, but it takes a lot longer to.
Boy, here's something out there.
Yeah, someone's launching.
It's high school? So it sounds really close.
Yeah, the high school might have something going on. But
sound effects provided by, we don't know.
Yeah. And there's someone flying way too low.
Well, they want to see the fireworks.
Yeah. But they also want to have a talk with the FAA. Yeah, that's going to be a call.
Okay.
That's about this much paperwork, by the way, that you have to fill out.
I hear Cleveland, but didn't see it. I watched the local from my front porch. Not a great view.
Yeah.
Oh, so Lakewood does too. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Back to the okay.
Yeah. So
you get around any of this video? It's so interesting.
This video is not. I'm gonna give you the link to it, because I don't know if you get sound out of my computer when I do this. And this is actually the most interesting thing about this video.
Oh yeah, we don't really run sound on your computer, do we?
Right. No. But so this explodes, launches the sucker up. Okay. This fuse burns, but it keeps the flame away from this stuff because this fuse is timed so that it doesn't reach the powder in here until the firework is at the apex.
Okay.
Because if
that little tube keeps it from the.
Yes, it keeps it from lighting up the powder.
Neat.
Because if it bursts too soon, it's still going up, and you end up getting a cone because of the direction of force. If it goes too late, it's on the way down, and you get this drooping effect. It droops. Now, sometimes you want that.
Yeah, I think those are kind of neat ones.
Yeah, but you have to, but you really want to do it
by design.
By design, yes. You want to do it on purpose.
Preferred.
Yeah. So generally, the ones that they want spherical, they want to go at the apex, as close to the apex as they can get.
Cool. When
it's not going up or down.
Okay.
Or,
well, when it kind of hits the stop
when
point.
It's very slow. Yeah. So that's what all of this is. So
wait.
this.
Wait.
So
there we are.
So this basically is an explosion, which is why if you're close enough, you can see a trail of sparks going up from the ground a ways, because that's this explosion being shot out of the tube. Okay. So this is propelled up, and that explosion lights this, which then goes up through here, but
doesn't light the rice
until it gets to the time point. Then this lights, and this all lights pretty much instantaneously, close to instantaneously. And the shell is designed as a pressure chamber. It doesn't, it's because you don't get an explosion. An explosion is a contained burn. It basically has to build up pressure until the gas is given off by the burning, make enough pressure to burst the outer shell. And then everything moves fast enough to spread out. But
they've clearly got, a specific pattern to all of this.
Right.
So the middle must burn first.
It does, but the shell keeps it from exploding. So the middle burns, then the outer ring burns, of the rice, and it does light off the beads of color. But since they're packed so densely, they burn slow. So they're still burning when it explodes, because the whole thing takes less than a second to explode.
That one's reminds me of sparklers.
It's in the parking lot here.
Yeah, we heard some kids out there playing around with.
Yeah,
they're just playing, but
yeah,
I don't know who's doing that.
Yeah,
and Jeff says sparklers are illegal in the state of California, which is like, but sparklers.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. But there's a lot of dead dry.
Illegal. Yeah.
There's a lot of dead dry stuff here, so it makes perfect sense.
Well, and when I was a kid,
sparklers.
When I was a kid, people would toss sparklers because it'd be pretty to watch them. Then they end up on someone's roof.
We would like right in the air with them. That was good.
Then they end up on someone's roof, and everyone grabs their hoses and starts hosing down the roof.
Jesus.
But we lived on a cul-de-sac, end of a street, so we used to have block parties on our street, and
we used to do that too.
Every once in a while,
What happened to that? That's a great way to meet your neighbors.
And have a whole bunch of the fountains going and ride our bikes through the fountains.
Okay, I don't know about that.
But yeah, so that's the basic anatomy of it, and did I give that link yet? No, I don't think I did.
I don't think you did. No.
Okay, so I am going to take a little bit of time and actually write.
They're
what
going
this
through
is.
for me. It doesn't look like they did on yours, but this is kind of nice. Lately, we haven't been able to get the Facebook
Yeah,
versions going.
yeah, it looks like they're going for me too. Okay, so there's
Yeah,
a link to that.
good.
This is. I guess since I watched so many of the other videos before this, that this was the most interesting shot here because this is the
Okay.
best demonstration of the way it works.
It's just still in my mind. How are we getting this whole? Anyway,
Right.
I'll have to watch it, I guess.
Yep. Okay.
Oh,
so,
looky there, fireworks.
Yep. This is just a quickie how it's made, and this is the original video that I saw.
Oh, the documentary.
Yeah.
Neat.
And oh, here, let me just bring it here. Let's see if I can find that. Oh, come on, where is it? Come on.
You might want to hit play so you can do the adjustments with your. Oh, it has an ad. An ad.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh, neato. There we go.
Okay, so here. This is what I wanted to show of. See, this is them packing the stars around. Now, see, this is actually a smiley face.
I was gonna say, is that a smiley face? It looks like a smiley face.
Yes, and so they glue them to this panel here.
But no rice. Interesting.
Well, they'll fill it. See, they started filling it right there.
Oh, I see.
And
okay.
They'll pack it so that it goes out like this. Now, these are color coded. They might just be for the camera, or they might be that's just the way this factory does them. But most of them are just black because it's covered in black. You know,
well, that'd be harder to distinguish them between each other.
And they
black.
keep them in labeled jars.
Okay.
But yeah, so this, so this company does that. So this is the video that I saw originally. So this is, I will shoot this one to you guys.
Seemed like there was a lot of purple in the display we saw last night, which is, I enjoyed that very much.
Yep.
Apparently, pink and purple are not actual colors. It's just the way we perceive them.
Yep.
Of course, I think we create all the colors that.
Yeah. Oh,
look at that. Neat.
And you see here, this is just, and these are cutaways. So, you know what? These are probably just colored for display purposes. And here they've got, again, low density stuff so that you can get a bunch of air in there so that it can go boom.
Okay.
But in the different sizes, because you can go from about 3 inch, which is about the smallest I think they make, up to 8 inch, which is, or 6 inch, which is the most you can buy without a license, to like 16 inch or bigger. Wow. If you really want to risk blowing your face off. The trouble with the bigger ones is that they don't make anything that much more spectacular, but they're so big that they take up so much room that you can't really launch very many at a time.
Okay.
But this is a nice video, and this is what this is a Chinese factory that makes them, and they basically go through kind of the process of doing it. But you wouldn't be able to make one just from watching this, but it does do it. Now this one,
probably a good thing.
Yeah, here, let's go. Where is it? How to make? Is this it?
It's basic.
Yes. This is firework tutorial. It's firework. Oh, this is how to make fireworks step-by-step overview.
Wow.
This guy owns a fireworks selling business. So they sell fireworks, but he actually went to a class where they taught how to make fireworks. But I'm going to give you this whole videos thing, but this how to make
whole channel.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whole video channel.
Yeah, please be careful out there, folks.
Yeah. Like I said, Simi Valley, someone blew his ass up.
Yeah.
And he's made his last firework. So, but this
tragic.
Yeah. This is, if you see, This is, packing the stars, and this is and they call it rice because it's just rice husks. Um,
Hmm.
and you basically fill it, and this will be a single layer. But he and they go through step-by-step process of doing it.
Kind of a neat hobby,
Yeah.
but
That's a 16-inch mortar.
huge.
And you see that underneath it, that's the launch charge.
Mm.
So that's what goes boom in the mortar. But most of this is just this guy making them and them telling them how to do the various steps. And so this is a good video. Again, it doesn't give any formulas or anything. It doesn't tell you how to make the stars. There are other videos that do that, but
It's good.
yeah. So let me post this.
Wow, great stuff.
And so let's go back, because I apparently did not get them quite in the order that I wanted to.
That's okay.
Yep. This is making the stars themselves.
Okay.
So I tried to scroll their screen. So 5 things: a fuel, an oxidizer, a color, a binder that holds the star together, and a chlorine donor that provides chlorine to strengthen the color of the star. That I didn't know, but this is Tar Heel Pyro. You probably, if you're interested, you probably want his whole page.
The whole channel?
Yeah, here,
Got
let me bring this up, but let me, so this is how you make the stars. And it's just basically
it. Maybe have them find that if they're serious.
Yeah. You want to give the link to Tar Heel?
No, don't do that one.
Okay.
If you want to find it, you will.
Yeah.
But do be careful, please,
Yeah.
please, folks.
Yeah. So
let's not make it too easy.
Yeah.
For people to.
Oh, that's where that was.
Go do this.
I passed over it. This PH Family Fireworks. That's his channel there. And this is fireworks tutorials. This one's kind of interesting. There's no sound to it except for some background music. So you get a lot, and they have a lot of tutorials here, like all of the different how to make meal coated rice hulls. So this is the rice that they pack in. How to make high quality black powder. I'm not going to give you that link. You can find it yourself.
You gotta have it. You'll figure it out.
This is a small rocket. This isn't a mortar. This is a rocket that launches to go up. And this is a small mortar. And again, that's where the charge is. And if I hover over it, it goes. And the reason why they do the connected charges is because it would just take too long to load the powder in the tube, then load the ball into it. So just like a bullet, instead of packing the powder and packing the ball, you just drop them all in, and you can use the tube. Once you've gone 10, 12 tubes past it, you can reload it because it'll be cool enough to put something in again. And so you can just, you don't have to use one tube per, for the entire show and have like an acre worth of ground taken up with tubes. You can use the same row and just keep reloading.
Got it.
Now, a lot of places do actually use everything preloaded in their tubes, which makes it harder to screw up. And with electronic ignition nowadays, they can computer control them. And so if they know what's in the tube, it's easy. But if you're launching off of a barge, like I used to watch when I was a kid, we used to go on the lake on our boat and raft to the other boats that show up and watch them launch off the barge. Now, there they've probably only got 4 tubes, maybe 6. And they just load, launch, load, launch. and they've got, well, they sometimes used just a regular torch, like a low temperature welding torch,
Mm.
or
Sounds like a blowtorch.
or use blowtorch, or they would use a road flare to light them off.
I've heard of that too. Yeah.
But one time they dropped one into their stack of shells. Yeah.
Oh boy.
And so we saw this orange glow on the barge and two guys leaping off of it, silhouetted by this orange glow. That was a very short show.
I bet.
But and when it rains, it ends up being a not very interesting show. But so that was pretty much it. That gives you everything everything you wanted to know how to how to make a firework, except maybe some of the chemical formulas. But you can get and remember, if you want to make a real nice blue, you can breathe arsenic.
It's asbestos, I thought you said.
No, arsenic.
Arsenic. Oh, for the blue?
Yeah, arsenic is blue.
Okay.
But yeah, don't recommend it.
No. Sounds bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
It'll be, yeah, I figured relatively short. Well, I was going to say relatively short show, but it's not.
No. You did a lot, and it was great information. Very cool. Thank you so much. We'll watch for your comments still, and some stellar events this week, though. We're talking about July 4th through July 11th. It's the beginning of the month, so look for the skymaps.com 2-page PDF. It's free every month to download. I usually do mine front and back. It's got a great list of things to do, some interesting information, the ephemeris, glossary, all kinds of good stuff there. And I like to give you, if we're not entertaining a guest and it takes too long or it's too late, the Farmer's Almanac synopsis for the month. And I actually put it on my show notes because I can't read it anymore. How that and also talk to you on the video. So beginning on the 1st, Saturn rises before 11 p.m., a time that shifts ever earlier until the ringed planet appears at 9 p.m. at month's end. Its rings are now remarkably thin after being perfectly edgewise in March, although during this time the planet was next to the sun and lost in the solar glare. For the first time in 15 years, Saturn's southern state is visible. In the morning sky, Venus is dazzling from 4 a.m. onward. Not that I would know, because it's been foggy as hell every morning, and I do look when I'm up. Low in the east on the 22nd, the crescent moon forms a striking pre-dawn triangle with Jupiter and Venus. I saw a comment, a couple of them.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Mike. It's been a long time.
Yeah, long time no see. Welcome back.
And John says, "Oh, good. Yeah, aren't those? That's fascinating."
Yeah.
So on the 22nd, the crescent moon forms a striking pre-dawn triangle with Jupiter and Venus. In the evening sky at nightfall, fading Mars, now in Virgo, hovers to the right of the crescent moon on the 28th. The moon dangles below Virgo Spica, the sky's bluest star, on the 30th. Go ahead, we got more comments, I see.
Yeah. Cliff, yeah.
It was.
Thanks, Cliff, yeah.
Very good show.
Yeah.
Yes, Michael.
Yeah, welcome
so glad
back.
You're here.
Yeah, welcome back.
So July 4th, which is tonight, is Independence Day in the United States, and the moon is at apogee. Also, Mercury is at its greatest western elongation. 26 degrees east of the sun, it rises before the sun. July 5th, Neptune appears stationary. July 7th, Antares is 0.4 degrees north of the moon. July 9th, the moon runs low. July 10th is the full buck moon. July 11th, Pluto and the moon are in conjunction. You'll see the moon. July 11th is the Friday night show, and we're going to we have a computer conversation for you. Find us Fridays at 9 p.m. Pacific time on the Everyday Spacer Facebook page, sometimes, and the Everyday Spacer YouTube channel. What inspires you the most for the coming week? I see that.
Oh,
there's another comment.
Oh, yeah. Michael says, finally tuned in at the right time. Ah, okay.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Oh, I put me, but that's you.
Yep. If you or someone you know has done something interesting involving space exploration, science, or astronomy, we'd love to share our live. Join us again next Friday, July 11th, and I will talk about Windows 11 on July 11.
Just happens to coincide.
Well, actually, talking about the end of Windows 10.
Right. Yeah. End of life for Windows 10.
Yep.
Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff, folks. I hope you can join us. And thanks, Michael and Cliff and Dawn. Oh, Janie must be doing something interesting.
And
Naomi.
Oh,
Naomi was here. I think Scott too, right?
I didn't see Scott.
Oh, I thought Scott was one of the first ones.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Cliff and Dawn were first. Then Naomi.
You're right. Yep. So everybody out there, have a great holiday weekend if you're in the United States. Oops, I saw a new one come. Oh, thank you, Naomi. You showing it?
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. Yeah, it was very good. I was very, very interested to hear what Jeff had to say. Oh, and hi, Michael.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, folks, have a fabulous week. Have a safe holiday weekend, and we'll see you next Friday.
Yep.
Good night.
Good night.
There it is.